Hey, what's happening, guys? Journeyman here, and welcome back to We March On. So, today's episode we take on Huddlesfield Town at home. There's been 2 games since the last episode, and today's first was, well, not that one. First was a 2-1 defeat against Tottenham. Luan getting a goal in the 17th minute. We actually played really well. I say that a lot, I know, I'm sure. But overall, we actually played really well. We just didn't... I don't know. I mean, just poor defending really gave an easy goal for Harry Kane at the end. And then we beat Stoke 3-1. That was actually a much, much better display. As you can see, if you look at the match stats, 60% to 40% on the possession. We had plenty of chances, plenty of shots on goal, just a great performance and a man of the match performance from what will probably be the most important player for our club next season and going forward. That's James Ward-Prowse. He has been absolutely unbelievable the second half of the season. He's really come on leaps and bounds, and I do expect him to be a full England international next season. He's just too good of a player, really. So I'm hoping to build my team around him as an attacking midfielder. And yeah, I mean, there's a couple of players that I want to try and build around as well. Obviously, I want to build around Vito at the back. 27 years old. He's a really, really good player. Now, when he agreed to sign with us, he wanted to use the club as a stepping stone. So we do get a huge bid in for him in the pre-season. No one wants him right now, but I'm pretty sure over the summer, he's going to get lots of bids and interest from him. And I want to try and build around some of the younger players you brought in, players like Lewis Cook as well. He turns out to be a really well-rounded player. Vieira's going to be a nice, solid midfielder for the Premier League. Højbjerg actually turns out to be a wonderful player in FM17, so I hope to build around him as well. We got some really good key players all over the field. Luan is another. He's had a really good season. Notched in 14 goals, only 20 starts for him. And obviously Kuki as well, who we talked about previously as a wonder kid for the future for us. And obviously, there was some of those young players are brought in as well from the youth intake are starting to really take shape. Actually, playing really well in the under-18 squad, as you can see here from Alex Bell. He's notched up 4 goals and 4 assists so far, non-competitive. If you look at the under-23s, which is actually a step up for him, he's only 15 years old, so he's playing against adults here. 3 assists in 3 appearances of a single goal, average rating of 7.83. This kid is going to be special. I just got to work on some of his weird attributes like passing 8. I mean, that's not good enough, but I feel like in the future this could be really special. I think it's going to be really special. His haircut is absolutely atrocious, but I'm not going to hold it against him. Other players, Louis Collins. He's been okay. He's been solid. He's still rated as the highest potential player at the club. A little bit surprising, although as you can see, he has gone an upward trend. So maybe he will fulfill that promise. And Paul Hopewell was the other player that I was pretty excited about. He's scoring goals for fun as well. 4 goals in 6 appearances for an average rating of 7.48. So he's starting to get much better as well. As you can see, upward trend, especially his finishing is improving dramatically. So that's a player to keep an eye on as we move forward. But going into today's game up against Huddersfield Town, who currently is 18th in the Premier League, they're struggling for survival. 2 points behind Leicester, really tight at the bottom there. Newcastle, Huddersfield, Leicester. Leicester surprising though, they've dropped off a lot. And obviously West Brom, there's a little bit of a gap there, so they should be just fine. But going into the Huddersfield team, one standout performance I can see there, and that's from Tom Ince. Average rating of 7.11, 12 goals, 6 assists, so he's got a pretty good season overall. Tommy Smith apparently done pretty well at right back for them as well, got 6 assists to his name. But apart from that, not too many real standout performances for them. Going into today's game, obviously Lamina is not quite ready to play yet. He'll probably be fit for the FA Cup semi-final though, which will be in the next episode. But they're going to line up a 4-2-3-1 formation. This is how we're going to line up. I've put Kuki back on the bench. Previously Shane Long was the backup striker, but I want to use Kuki more at the end of the season to get in some first team reps. But anyway, as you can see, this is the lineup. Nothing really special or changed there. Luan's going to be the advanced playmaker, and the Gabbiadini and Charlie Austin. So I figure those 3 up there should be enough to see off Huddersfield nice and early, and then we'll make some changes, bringing on Lewis Cook, Højbjerg, and then most likely Kuki. Alright, so let's get this game going. Again, this should be a pretty comfortable victory. I don't really foresee Huddersfield giving us too many problems. But, you know, overconfidence of Football Manager does usually lead to a complacency. So, yep, let's try and get there. Let's just get a win. Why not? Because we're 8th place in the table now. We're not really getting any higher, I don't think, with too much ground to catch up with the likes of Liverpool, Man City and Man United. Unbelievably, though, West Ham are still 3rd place in the table. So they've got a really good shot at getting Champions League football next season and kicking out one of Liverpool or Man United or Man City, potentially. At the other end of the table, though, yeah, Crystal Palace are pretty much down, Newcastle and Huddersfield and Leicester. It's pretty much between those 3 teams for the remaining 2 spots. Okay, so anyway, back to the action. Tom Ince gets the byline. He's going to pull it back 4, so that's an easy catch for him. Okay, let's see if he can launch a quick counter-attack. That's something he's done very well so far this season. Bertrand hits it forward to Gabbiadini. He's got time to turn. Plays to Charlie Austin, who's a really good second half of the season. Don't think he'll be around the club for much longer, though. If I get a decent bid in, I will sell him. Romeo to Debuchy gets the byline. Gabbiadini scores 1-0. Easy finish of Gabbiadini. 15th goal of the season for him. Again, his first half of the season, he didn't score. I think he scored 1 goal in the first, I think it was like 15, 16 games. But since then, he's been on absolute fire. And that was a really nice, neat finish there from the cross. So, yeah, I mean, good play from Debuchy as well, getting past his man. Pulled it back, and Gabbiadini wasn't going to miss from there. Really comfortable finish. And 1-0. All right, so there's a highlight straight from the kickoff. So it usually means maybe there used to be a decent chance. Smith's going to cop this in. Mayushida, who's filled in Van Dijk respectably. He's not been great, but he's not a great player. He's basically played as well as I thought he would. Obviously, going into the next season, though, I'm going to have to think about a more permanent replacement. So that's why I have Ure and Joe Gomez. Hopefully, they'll grow into the role a bit more, because right now they're good Premier League players, but Mayushida's is a little bit better. But I think for the long term, Joe Gomez is probably going to be the centre-half pairing for Vida. Again, as long as Vida wants to stay. I'll be in the market during the summer to bring in a centre-half. I just haven't found the right ones yet. All right, so Debuchy to Prowse to Luan. Here's a chance, and that was a good chance there. Probably should have done a lot better. Probably should have placed it across the keeper. Usually best practice. All right, here's a corner. Prowse whips this in. Vida the header to Gabbiadini, and yep, that's going to count. 2-0. Thought it was going to be a foul against the keeper there, but 2-0 to Saints. Gabbiadini getting the 2nd goal of the game, and a rare assist from Vida as well. I also want to say Living Da Vida Loca, you know. Maybe I should use that. Maybe I should change his nickname for that. Anyway, Prowse whipped this in. Charlie Austin heads it down to Luan. This could turn to an absolute battering. Huddersfield have not turned up today so far. Here's Romeo. Back to Prowse. Gabbiadini on his hat-trick now. Plays at Charlie Austin, and Charlie Austin makes it 3-0, and that's Austin's 11th goal of the season. So, yep, things are going pretty much as well as I imagined. To be honest with you, I didn't expect much competition in today's game, and our form has been really, really good. So, yeah, I mean, I guess this puts pressure now on Man United in 7th spots, but I don't really think we'll catch them up. Team talk went well as well. Morale is okay, which is a little bit surprising. Let's make a quick change in midfield. Let's bring off Luan, give him a break, and let's bring on Højbjerg. And he can play as the defensive line playmaker, and Prowse could be the advanced playmaker in this situation. Let's also bring on Kuki as well. Let's bring him on for Charlie Austin. All right, there you go. All right, so Kuki hasn't scored yet, so I'd like to see him get a goal today. That'd be a nice way to finish off this game. But at least Huddersfield had the first shot on goal, though. It was off target, but still, it all counts. All right, first highlight the second half, 15 minutes in. Let's see what you can do here. Romeo, Gabbiadini. That's what Romeo going to do. Drives forward. He's been really solid this season too. Been Mr. Reliable in midfield. There was a possibility of him leaving during the January transfer window. So, I mean, if we get a bid, I mean, he wanted to leave, actually. He told me if AC Milan came in for him, he wanted the bid to be accepted. I told him a realistic value, and AC Milan never came anywhere close to that. I wanted about 17 to 20 million pounds for him. It doesn't seem like a lot of money, but for Romeo, who's kind of capped out in his ability, 20 million would have been a fair number. Speaking of, gives the boy cheaply there. Højbjerg does well to sweep up the play. Okay, so see if we can make it 4-0. Again, I want to see Cookie get a goal. That's the aim of today's episode. I thought it was going to fall to him there. Good effort there from Jordy Classy, though. Again, he's had a really good season as well. Very solid, very solid. Missed some game time through injuries, but nevertheless, it was a good, solid season for him. All right, so Prowse whip this in, and it comes out to absolutely nothing. So, obviously, because this season's kind of winding down, and we're not going to get relegated, and we're not really going to challenge him for that top Europa League position or the top 4 of the table. What I'm probably going to do is we're going to do the FA Cup in the next episode, and then if we get knocked out from that, I'll probably focus on just going through the rest of the season, and we'll do a season recap, and then we'll get through to the start of next season, because next season should see us go forward leaps and bounds, because a lot of our players will start to show promise. There's a chance. Yeah, forces on a much better than effort. But yeah, anyway, we should move on leaps and bounds. We should be a lot better team next year, and hopefully then we'll be able to qualify for Europe. But I mean, I'm hoping we'll go to the FA Cup final. We get to the FA Cup final, I think that automatically puts us in Europe, and obviously that'd be really good to start the second season in Europe. So yeah, obviously European glory is something I want to do with Southampton. I want to get this team as far as I can, which is basically my ultimate goal, is obviously win the Premier League, if you hadn't already guessed that. Alright, so as we're saying that, we round up with a comfortable 3-1 victory over Huddlesfield. A little bit boring second half, nothing really much happens, but yeah, good solid victory there. And we got to give Chelsea £200,000 for the deal for Bertrand. That's only 5th game for the club. Gabbiadini, his form has just been absolutely amazing in the second half of the season. He's kind of capped out as a player, though, at 3 stars. Still a quality player, nevertheless. Yeah, if you take a look at his form, I mean, look at the goals. I mean, they come in fits and spurts. There was a little period here where he didn't really score anything, but I mean, compare that to the start of the season. I mean, again, it just got much, much better for him as it's gone on. So yeah, really good end of the season for him. We'll have to keep an eye on him. He's only 25 years old, so that's why I'm a little bit surprised that he's capped out as a player. But again, if we get a big bid in for him, I will sell him. Again, none of the players I have are expendable. Sorry, none of these players are what's the word? I can't think now. It's too late. I'm too tired. Basically, none of these players are unsellable. The only players that I will keep and hold on to are the likes of Ward-Prowse, Højbjerg, Lewis Cook, Vieira, Gomez, Vida, if I can avoid it, Luan, Kuki. Those players, no matter what, they'll be the staples of the club, and then the rest of the team, honestly, I'll try and move them on for better pieces. Alright, so that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode. Nice, quick, short episode. We're up against Leicester City in the next game, but the next episode will be, of course, Manchester United in the FA Cup semi-final. I think they've been playing their best teams in the FA Cup. That is important information. However, they are still competing in Europe in the Europa League, so a lot of the players are going to be tired. They might see a rotated squad here. Take a look at the FA Cup 6th round. They only narrowly beat Warsaw. And if you look at their team, it isn't their full team. I mean, they could be because it's Warsaw, but it could be because Jose Mourinho doesn't care about the FA Cup. Yep, Sanya, Till Warren. Yeah, again, these guys are not first-team players at all. There's a couple of that do play occasionally, like sort of Michael Carrick, Jesse Lingard, but for the most part, it's pretty much the reserve team. Actually, interested now. Who do they start in the FA Cup 5th round? Okay, that was more their full team. So that maybe because they play Watford. Sorry, maybe they could play Warsaw. They put a reserve team. With that instead in mind, though, they've got to play Olympic Lyon at home in the Europa Cup quarterfinals. So even though they play their first team in this one, they're going to be tied for our game. So hopefully we can take advantage of that. But anyway, enough rambling for this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. Next one will be up against Manchester United in the FA Cup semi-final. We can keep our fingers crossed for a positive result and a good end of the season. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next part. Goodbye.